All right, so welcome to, this is week 9 of Purple Raiders Sitdown. Got a very special guest on today, head coach Geoff Dartt. Thank you for coming on, Coach Dartt.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I would be interested to hear about Geo Kennedy's sit-down.
Oh, yeah.
I just took a picture of it and sent it to the O-line
Yeah.
text group, but maybe for another time.
Yeah, he was a great guest. Yeah. I've had pretty much every position group on now. I've tried to kind of get each different position group of the team, so I think I've gotten everybody.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but so you've been a part of the Mount Union program, the family, for almost 20 years now, starting as a player in, was it 2005, right?
Yeah, I was on the team in 2005, yeah.
So, started playing 2005, started your coaching career here in 2012 as an offensive line coach. Are there any kind of people or moments, anything that kind of stick out to you as having a big impact on your journey as a Purple Raider?
Well, obviously, throughout the course of my playing career, I had great teammates, great coaches. Having a head coach like Larry Karras, and then, I think back then, the assistants was now in their roles. It was like a who of people: Vince Karras, Jason Candle, Matt Campbell, Nick Sirianni, just to name a few. But there's so many others that had a positive impact on the football team, from obviously a football standpoint, but more of a personal, relationship standpoint too. And I'm very thankful that I was able to be in those situations and get coached by those men. And my hope is now that that's what myself and the coaching staff is doing to our guys right now.
Yeah, so what would you say it is that has kind of, I'm sure what drew you to the program was the winning when you first came here as a player. But what is it that you would say that has kind of kept you at the program and kept you motivated and moving your way up? Sure.
Obviously, I fell in love with Mount Union. Yes, the success, the winning, all that's great. But it's more about, the coaches investing in you and the willingness for them to do it on a consistent basis, and then they're pushing that consistency on you on a daily basis. So, this program did, so much for me and my teammates that I wanted to get into coaching football. Thankfully, I got an opportunity right after I graduated from here, and then, I had an opportunity to come back, and I just love Mount Union. I love the people. I love the campus. I love the town of Alliance, and love recruiting and developing the guys that we've had in our program here, and hopefully continue to do that into the future.
Yeah, so now kind of going into this season, this week's game, Marietta, this is going to be a top 25 matchup. Both teams going undefeated into it. How important will it be for you guys to be able to set the tone early in that game against Marietta?
Yeah, getting off to a fast start is always, something that we focus on. But Marietta has a great football team. Coach Waddle has been there for a number of years now and has done an excellent job developing that football program. And but how awesome at the end of the year that you have two undefeated teams that are very good in all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. Anticipating a great environment. We have such great community support and from the student body. So I told the guys, I'm kind of jealous. Not that I could do much in this game if I were to play, but they've prepared well this week. We still have 2 practices left this afternoon and Friday morning, but really excited to watch them play on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm excited too. What would you say is kind of your message for the team this Saturday as you're preparing for
it? I said it last week after we finished our game at Capitol is, what else do you want at the end of the year? Conference championship on the line, a playoff bid on the line, and these are the games this is why you choose Mount Union to play in games like this. So like I said before, just looking forward to, them experiencing the environment and watching them execute with efficiency.
Yeah, talking about kind of execution. Well, do you have any ideas, anything you'd like to share about your plan to limit the impact of Marietta's defense? Because Marietta so far has had a very dominant defense. I think they're only allowing maybe 10 points a game, something in that area. Yeah. So how are you guys kind of planning to limit their defense?
They have a great front seven. The defensive line is explosive, strong. Their linebackers are very, very good. And their secondary too. So it's really just, us doing what we need to do on offense and not worrying about, what, we know, we have a strong feeling of what they're going to do. It's game 8. Why would you, or game 9, excuse me, why would you change now? So protecting the football, being efficient on first and second down, and, manageable third down situations, which, these last couple of weeks haven't been great in those areas. And then once we get the ball in the red zone, we need to score touchdowns. Nothing wrong with the field goal, but, coming away with more touchdowns and field goals is critical.
Yeah. Yeah, what did you think of that 51-yarder?
Yeah, Yvonne is very talented. And, a couple guys were looking at me like, all right, yeah, let's do a pooch punt. I was like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to give Yvonne a chance. And I know he missed the short one earlier, but we have complete confidence in him. And, I was happy to see that he got the record. Yeah. He's done nothing but work since he's got here. So, excited for him.
Yeah. How does it feel for you? Just happened the other day, or last week's game, that you became the second fastest coach to reach 50 wins in program history. How does that feel for you to get to your 50th win and know that you're the second fastest to do it?
Yeah. First of all, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that. I truly didn't.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, when coaches, I guess head coaches have success, they're surrounded by great people. We have a great coaching staff. We have great players on the team. So, very thankful for the coaches that have been on the staff, over the last 4.5 years, and obviously the players too. They're the most important. So that happened because of them, not because of me.
Yeah, and speaking of players, who would you say are kind of the guys on the team, either that lead by example or lead vocally, kind of those leaders on the team?
Yeah, we have 3 captains. Rossi Moore on defense, Marcus Jackson on defense, and then Tyler Echeverry on offense. So those 3 guys were obviously voted by their teammates, and I thought they picked the right 3 guys. They've been awesome leaders for us. But I think the big thing at Mount Union within the football program is being consistent, leading by example, whether you have the title as a captain, but everyone can be their own captain, right? How they push each other individually, whether that's at practice, in the weight room, even in the classroom, from a competitive standpoint. So a lot of guys, too many to name, that lead by example, and proud that they continue to do that.
Yeah, what would you say are kind of the strengths of this year's team? Obviously, the running game has been huge for you guys. It's not just Echeverry. You've got pretty much everybody in the running back room who's been able to really contribute and run the ball efficiently. So what would you say are kind of the strengths of this year's team?
Yeah, I would just say the ownership overall on offense, defense, and special teams. Specifically, the offensive line, we have a lot of experience there, which obviously they've played a lot of football and seen a lot of defensive schemes. But then on defense too, Coach Ely, he's been the defensive coordinator my whole time as the head coach, and we play together. So I obviously have a lot of trust in him and the assistant coaches on the defensive side. So overall, it's more about attacking it every single day and how you individually can get better, and then your unit gets better, then your side of the ball gets better, then the team gets better, and that's top down. So, and we're going to continue to do that. And like I said before, excited to watch them execute on Saturday.
Yeah. So going back to earlier in the season, it was a big game against John Carroll,
Mm-hmm.
which is always a big game, but it was even bigger this year because of John Carroll leaving the conference and everything. How much did it mean for you and the team to get that final win against John Carroll?
Yeah, that's been a great, rivalry over the years. Yeah, we were excited about it, and then we had to move on to some other teams in our conference. But yeah, I mean, anytime a big win over a rival, but to me, all the games are big because that's the game that week, and you got to prepare yourself to win.
So now, last question. I've asked this to all the players, and I figure I should ask it to you as well. Do you have any type of pregame superstition, routine, pregame meal, playlist, anything like that? Anything you like to always do pregame or used to do as a player, anything like that?
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, I'm 40 years old now, so I don't work out as much as I should. So I might get an early morning lift in the Gulling Center by myself. And then when we go to breakfast, just have 2 bagels with cream cheese. And then, for home games, we have recruits on campus, so I get the opportunity to talk to them and their families.
Yeah.
But I always tell the guys, Monday through Friday is the coaches' days. Saturday is for them. So not any specific superstitions or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Gio Kennedy, speaking of his interview, he said his superstition, he always put his things on left side first. He'd put on his socks on the left side and then on the right side.
Sure.
And he would always do it like that.
Do you personally know Gio?
I mean, I had him in for the interview, but that was about it. Yeah.
Offensive lineman. Obviously, I coach that position. And I played offensive line, so I'm around him all the time. But yeah, Gio is a great one, and maybe you should just do an interview in the O-line room.
Yeah,
sometime.
Just bring all of them in.
But we have great young men on the football team.
Yeah,
he's just one of them. But there's many others, and it sounds like you've had a good time interviewing some of them throughout the course of the season.
Great experiences. Yeah. But yeah, thank you, Coach Dartt, for coming on. Good luck.
Yeah.
Saturday, big game. Glad it's being played here. Don't have to drive another long drive.
Absolutely. Love playing at Kara Stadium.
Yeah, but it's Preparator Sit Down Week 9. Thank you for listening.